everybody. It's Chris. I am trying to go live again for our Wealthy Wellness Business training today. Hopefully, it will stay. I just got off the phone with my hot wire, and it looks like we're going live. Fingers crossed. Awesome. Okay, so we'll see how long this lasts. Anyway, all right, if you are here, if you can see me, if you can hear me, please let me know. Type in hashtag live in the chat, give me a heart, give me a hey, Chris, something. Let me know that you're here and that you can actually see it. I do see the ticker going, the time ticker, so it does look like we are actually live. All right, so we are diving into all things marketing today. So if you remember from last week, part one, today is part two. Last week was part one. You can actually go into the guide section. How do you get there? You go to the very top of the Facebook group. There's a little tab, several tabs there. Click on guides. Go to Wellthy, Wellthy, Wealthy Wellness Business. And there's three parts. And so part one was about mindset and the three main things that we need in order to create a six-figure, multiple six-figure, or even get to seven figures. There's three main things we need to focus on. We talked about our mindset last time because we always have to start with mindset. We have to start with the inner game. If we don't have the inner game dialed in, nothing else is going to work. It doesn't matter what I tell you or teach you about marketing today. It doesn't matter what I teach you about sales and heart-centered sales next week. Have to be dialed in on our mindset. So please go back and listen to that. And then today we're talking about client attraction. So client attraction or marketing or being visible. And look, the truth is you have to market, period. And you get to do that from a place of being authentic, being fully sourced, and just sharing who it is that you are and how you can help people get results. Marketing is not a dirty word. Marketing is simply sharing your message. What are you excited about? What are you passionate about? What do you want to help people with? That's all marketing it is. It's actually just sharing who you are and getting in front of people, telling them what it is that you do and how it is you can help them. That's all that marketing is. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that, really. But I'm going to share with you some really simple things that you can start doing, some actions that you can start taking in your business today to start creating and attracting your ideal client, what I like to call is my ready yes client. So I want to share a little bit of background info when I talk about clients. We all have clients at different stages of their buying process. We've got some people who are in our world, and I call them the sidewalkers. They are not ready to make an investment yet. They don't even really believe that they have a problem. And there's about 30% of the people that are sidewalkers. They're just kind of like, maybe they click on your Facebook Live and they comment or they say your stuff is great, but they don't really feel like they have a problem. And so they are not ready to take action on actually finding a solution for their problem. Those are the sidewalkers. 30% of the people in our world are sidewalkers. Those are people that look for all the freebies, download all the freebies, but they never really take action on it. And the truth is, while freebies are fun and freebies are great information, if you don't know how to implement the information that you're downloading, you're not taking action, you don't have support on how to take the steps in the right action, it's just information. And information doesn't equal transformation at all. So what we want to do and what you want to do is you want to work with the people that are either in the slow lane or the fast lane. And here's why. The people that are in the slow lane are people that are actually looking for you. They are looking for a solution to their problem, and it's the solution that you provide. And this is really key. These are your ready yes clients. These are people that absolutely feel like I am tired of dealing with whatever challenge it is, and I'm ready to have a solution for it. I want a solution to this problem. And so they are looking. And so you need to be visible to those people. If you're not visible to them, then they're still going to be looking for a solution to their problem. They're just going to find their solution in somebody else. So you have to be marketing your business and sharing your message. You have to be visible. And we're going to talk about that today. And then the third place that we have clients is actually in the fast lane. And those are people that are already in your ecosystem. They've already had an experience of you. Maybe they've been watching you for a while. Maybe they've downloaded some freebies and now they're ready to buy and they're like, yep, I'm ready. I see you, I hear you, I'm in your world and I'm ready to invest with you. So your ideal clients are going to be the people in the slow lane and the fast lane. There are about, again, 30% of the people in your sidewalk, right? We don't want to market to the sidewalkers. We don't want to market to the sidewalkers because they're not ready. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to take action. They're not going to invest in themselves. They don't think they have a problem. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to share about client attraction, and that is clients actually go through different phases. There is not somebody who's going to come into your world as a stranger and become an immediate buyer. The chances of that happening are so slim. And it really, people, in order for people to buy, they need to feel like you see them, you hear them, you've got them, and that you have a solution to their problem. And this is really, really key. If you are not sure how to solve somebody's problem, or if you're not communicating that and being visible so that people can find you, then you are not going to be able to make is actually one that goes from someone who's going to be a stranger in your world, right? They don't know what it is that you do yet. And so they're stranger, and then they might come into your world. And those are the people that become viewers. Maybe they kind of hang out, they view a little bit, they watch a little bit, they like, they comment, and then they're in your world. And then they become leads. And while I don't love the word leads, what a lead is it's somebody who is interested, who is in your ecosystem, who is in your world, who is trying to build that know, like, trust with you. So they are in your world, they're in your Facebook group, they're downloading things, they're listening to you, they're following you, and they are then moving into becoming a potential client and then a paying client. So those are the stages that a client is going to go through: stranger, viewer, lead, potential client, buyer. Okay. Now you want to be visible and create a marketing system that is going to allow you to get in front of your readiest clients. And when we talk about growing an audience and generating leads to invite people into our ecosystem, there's really only two ways to do that. Two ways to do that. One is activities around client attraction. So these are activities that you think are going to pull people into your ecosystem. The second way is activities that are going to allow you to get in front of other people's audiences. So think of these as outside of your world. These are collaborations. These are getting in front of other people's audiences, leveraging other people's audiences. Okay. So I want to talk about both of these today because you need to be doing both of them. And it doesn't mean that you need to do everything that I'm telling you today, but you do need to start action on some of these pieces. So I want to talk about first about the pull client attraction activities. And I want you to think of those like those are the things that are going to help your ideal client who is in your world someplace, whether they are in person, whether they are at networking events, whether they are in other Facebook groups, whether they are in your Facebook groups, whether they're on your personal profile. They are going to raise their hand. They're going to self-identify based on you being visible to them and sharing information, sharing content, sharing Facebook posts, inviting them into your Facebook group and doing a live like I'm doing right now, and serving and sharing with them. So I'm going to share with you what some of these things could be. So think about anytime that you are showing up as a speaker and you're doing some sort of speaking, right? So you know exactly what it is that I teach my clients and to hear whether or not this is going to solve a certain problem that you might have. And I know that if you're here and you're watching this, chances are you're not sure where to find clients, you're not sure what to say to them, you're not sure what to promote, you're not sure how to take clients from a stranger to a buyer in a way that feels really natural and authentic without the aggressive sales tactics or the slimy things. slimy, icky ways that we've seen that people are actually doing that. So another, and I'm going to give you some examples of what this client attraction is going to look like. So speaking is one, doing seminars, right? So any type of in-person seminars, that's another one. When I first started my health coaching business, I would do in-person talks. And it's actually something that I teach inside of my Activate Abundance program. As a matter of fact, I give my clients the 3 different talks that I use to help me attract clients into my world that would then join either my group programs and then move from group into my one-on-one programs. So seminars or workshops, social media, right? So social media can look like content creation. It can look like videos. It could look like reels. It could look like sharing information and freebies on social media. The way that you show up to be visible. And here's the thing that I want you to remember. You don't need to be on all of the social media platforms, but you do need to be someplace because we are in the digital age of social media and you need to be visible in some way, shape, or form. Now you get to choose based on where your ideal client is. And this is the key. You want to know, where are your ideal clients hanging out? Where are they already gathering? And so think about whoever it is that you are serving, your ideal client, where are they gathering? Are they gathering in person events? And where are they gathering online? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they in Pinterest? Are they on Facebook? Now, the reason why I use Facebook is because that's where my client is. I know that as a heart-centered entrepreneur, I can show up really powerfully and valuably and deliver information inside of a group. And I love building and cultivating community and growing groups because that's my jam. It feels good. It's fun for me. It's easy for me. I love to teach. That's within my zone of genius. And so I choose to focus and go all in on Facebook. Now you will see me on Instagram every once in a while, but that's not my primary social media platform. My primary platform is Facebook. And again, because Facebook does groups better than any other social media platform out there. So you get to choose, where are your people gathering? There's Clubhouse, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's multiple places. So you just want to find out, where are your people gathering? Okay, so let's see. You also have freebies. So another way to attract your ideal client to you outside of workshops or talks would be a freebie. So do you have something that is going to help solve a piece of the puzzle for your ideal client? A piece of the puzzle. So I'm going to give you a really great example of that right now. So I have a freebie for you, and it is actually called your Client Attraction Wheel. And I'm sharing with you the different ways that you want to take a look at, all the different ways that you can not only find your ideal client, but how you can market to them and what are the different pieces that are inside some of these wheels or pieces of the pie, for lack of a better term, that is going to allow you to know where your ideal client is. Because there's multiple pieces, right? We've got social media, we've got leveraging each other's audiences, which we're going to talk about that as well. So another way is posting on blogs. So if you have a blog that you're sharing, whether it's a video on YouTube that you can share from, or a blog that you're sharing on your website, that's another client attraction. That is you getting in front of your ideal client and serving people. So think about, these are client pull activities that is allowing you to get in front and to attract your ideal client and have these people in your world. Now, the second way is actually to take a look at what are activities that you can do so that you can get in front of someone else's audience, and that somebody else's audience actually serves your ideal clients. So for example, one of the things that I love to collaborate with, and the people that I love to collaborate with, are copywriters and mindset coaches, and because they serve holistic health coaches as well, right? Many new entrepreneurs also want to learn how to write copy that converts into paying clients, or how do they create graphics, or how do they use Canva or things like that, right? So these are people who have an audience where my ideal client is participating, but they are being served in a different way. And so I want you to think about these like collaborations. These are your referral partners. For example, when I was building my health coaching business, I would collaborate with doctors, acupuncturists, massage therapists, chiropractors, integrative doctors. Those are people that would serve my ideal client, but in a much different way, right? So I became a collaborator and I became a partner with them. So you can think about collaborations in that way. These people are helping you get in front of your ideal client in their audience. And you can also think about affiliates. So you could have people such as your current clients that can create testimonials for you or to refer people to you. You can create joint ventures, and that is where maybe you do a joint webinar with each other and you are getting in front of their audience. Think of summits is another great way. So being on a summit where you are getting in front of multiple people's audiences, or podcasts. Again, you are getting in front of the podcaster's audience where your ideal client might be. So these are marketing activities that allow you to be visible in front of your readiest client. So the client that you can most serve and the client that you can most help get a solution to their problem. So here's what you get to do with that. I want you to think about the ways that you can use the client attraction, the pull activities. And again, some of those are a workshop that you can do online to your personal audience. They can be online workshops. They could be in-person workshops. Think of these are like what I love to call nurture events. What I'm doing right now is one of those. I'm sharing something of value. I'm teaching in front of my own community, right? Stages, associations, that's actually in the leveraging other people's audiences. So another one I forgot to tell you about, the stages, right? You could be a speaker on someone else's stage. You could also be a speaker at an association, right? Like an in-person event where you are speaking at a certain association and you're helping to serve their audience, right? Another thing that you could do is articles, right? So are you writing? You can share your article on many different platforms. So it could be on a digital magazine, like I do. I'm an executive contributor for the House of Preeminence. And so I have an article that goes out every single week. And that puts me in front. It's creating visibility. So we want to think about different ways that we can be visible, right? Leveraging each other's, somebody else's audience, collaborating with each other, and also things that you are doing to help draw people to you. And again, the way that you can draw people to you could be your own blog, inviting people into your own community, sharing an event that you're doing on your personal page, or creating an event and inviting people into your ecosystem from there. Sharing a freebie. So again, the freebie that I have, and if you want this freebie, I want you to type in the chat marketing. Type in the chat marketing. If you want my client attraction wheel, I will absolutely share that with you, but you have to type marketing in the chat and let me know that you want that. So posting on blogs, social media, we talked about that. We talked about doing in-person retreats and online type things. And again, these are all ways that you can help your ideal client raise their hand so that you can actually see them. So I want you to see that there are so many ways to be visible. And again, I just want to reaffirm that you do not need to do all of them. As a matter of fact, I want to recommend that you don't do all of them. I'm going to give you something that I really want you to focus on. Pick one social media platform, just one, and start showing up there consistently. And one of the things that I recommend with my clients and that we focus on inside of Activate Abundance is create something of value, a freebie, an irresistible solution to somebody's problem that you can then share and invite them into your world with that. And again, you can share that on your social media platform of choice. And when you do that consistently and you show up and you're visible and you allow people to see you and hear you and have an experience of you, then that is the way that you are going to draw more of your readiest client into your ecosystem and walk them along that client pathway so that you can invite them to work with you. Now, the invitation to work with you can be absolutely as simple as saying, hey, if you would like my personal support in implementing these pieces that I'm teaching you here, comment me in the comments or reach out and DM me, and I'll be happy to hop on a quick call to see how we can support you. That's one easy way that you can do whenever you're doing like a free training like I'm doing here. And so if you would like my support around your marketing, around your ideal client, around your sales, and getting this working like a well-oiled machine, I have a spot for you inside my Activate Abundance program. And I would be happy to share with you what that looks like. Or if you want my one-on-one support, I absolutely would be happy to support you. But I really need to have a call with you. I would really like to have a quick chat. And again, my chats are quick. They're not discovery sessions. They are just to see what's going on with you, helping me learn more where you are in your business, where are you stuck, where do you need the most support, so I can match the resource that is going to work the best for you. And I'm not the best resource for you. I'll let you know that too, and I will guide you to somebody else. So we're going to dive in deeper on the sales piece because, again, you have to have marketing and sales. They are together. They have to be working well in your business. So you need to have a marketing system and a sales system that works really well for you. You don't need to have a gazillion of them. You need to have one main marketing system that you are showing up, that you are visible, that you are helping your ideal client raise their hand in your world. And then you have to take those most ideal clients that you are loving to work with, and you need to be able to invite them to work with you in a way that feels really good and natural and aligned. Partnering with versus overpowering. And we're going to talk about what that is next week. So next Monday, come back here. We're going to be diving into the sales component of it. So what does a heart-centered sales system look like? And what are the ways that you can start pulling the levers? What are some different levers that you can start pulling inside of your business so that you can start creating paying clients in your business right now? So again, to recap really, really quickly, phase one was your mindset. You get to show up as the empowered wellness leader that you are, and you get to choose and allow yourself to be visible to the people that you are most meant to serve. And most importantly, being visible to the people who are looking for a solution to their problem. You don't need to convince or persuade anybody. You just get to show up, you get to serve, you get to share. So being visible and serving and having the mindset that allows you to confidently show up in that way. Okay, that was all that we talked about last week. Today we talked about marketing. We talked about the importance of being visible to your ready yes client. Where are your ready yes clients? How you can find your ready yes clients. And then next week we're going to talk about how do you take people that are in your ecosystem and invite them to work with you. And I gave you an example of that today with just a really simple message of, having somebody listen to your talk or having somebody listen to a workshop or listen to a training like I'm doing here today, and how you can simply just give them the next step. But you have to invite people to work with you, my friends. If you don't invite people to work with you, they don't know that they can work with you. And so if you want my support, if you want to work with me, if you want to see how you can do this in a really natural, authentic, heart-centered way and build a multiple six-figure business with somebody who's been there, done that, I have a multiple six-figure business, I would be more than happy to hop on a quick call and see the different ways that I can support you depending on where you are in your business. All right, that's it for today. Next week, we dive into all things sales. So come back here.